Yo, what's happening guys? King GBL here, and welcome back to a brand new Go Bat League video, first season of the video, first video of the season. We've got a Whiscash, it's not a Whiscash, it's a Whimsicott. We've got a Caesar. SKARMORY is rank number 1. Thanks for watching. So this is basically what happens whenever I make videos in the morning. Nothing I say makes any sense whatsoever. But in any case guys, welcome back to the channel. Hope you're all having a fantastic day so far. Season 17 has just started, and to my absolute disbelief whenever I woke up, maybe I'm still delirious, I feel like I'm having a daydream here. I woke up, opened up PvPoke this morning. It said SKARMORY is rank number 1. SKARMORY with Steel Wing, rank number 1 in the Great League. Honestly, pretty insane stuff. I was expecting perhaps Carbink to be ranked number 1. Yesterday we had some provisional rankings from PvPoke, which showed Azumarill to be the rank 1 Pokemon. However, I think nobody expected SKARMORY to be this good, and they buffed Steel Wing quite a lot. Steel Wing is now a Steel type Poison Jab clone, and it is quite powerful. You get to the moves a lot quicker than Air Slash, and of course you do a lot of neutral damage. In matchups like this where you're against water types, electric types, it can be very rough for you. Of course with electric types, it would be rough anyway, with the normal moveset of Air Slash. However, Steel Wing is just such a far better move. A 2-turn move for SKARMORY, definitely a massive improvement for it, and we're going to check out what it's capable of today. Now these battles are played at rank 1, so unfortunately I didn't see any stinky binkies which I wanted to see. I'm running this with Brave Bird and Sky Attack. I think there's definitely a big argument to be made that you could run this with Flash Cannon. If you do see a lot of fairies, like things like Wigglytuff, I think they're going to shield all of your moves anyway. But if you do see a lot of fairies, if you see some Carbinks, and basically any Pokemon that's weak to or not resisting Flash Cannon, it hits like an absolute truck, and of course you don't have to debuff yourself with the Brave Bird. We win the first game here. We end up taking out the remainder of their Pokemon with SKARMORY. I think the really unique and good thing about SKARMORY in the Great League is its typing. Flying Steel type is super good. Now in this next match we have a Mandibuzz lead, a little bit awkward. I'm actually running the wrong Quagsire here. I'm running the Aquatail version. I think you have to go for Stone Edge if you're running a team like this. We've basically got 2 answers to Talonflame in the back, right? That's why I'm running Aquatail, so I can just spam those off on the Talonflame. However, I think Stone Edge is so valuable, so I do think the moveset you want on Quagsire is certainly Stone Edge, Mud Bomb, just a normal moveset. So we're staying in here for a moment with Mandibuzz. We're going to fire off a last Sky Attack. I wanted to see how this match would play up. To be honest with you guys, I haven't simmed all the matches with this. I seen SKARMORY, I said okay, let's hop on and play, and I haven't really looked into the Pokemon completely, which I probably should have done before recording this video, but just having a quick look at it now. Of course you still lose to things like Galarian Stunfisk, Swampert, you do lose to Mandibuzz, Umbreon, Lickitung, but you have some really heavy wins against things like Gligar, Sableye. You actually do beat Azu. As you can see, we've seen a double Razor Leaf. I think I do change up the team here to a double flying line, so the remainder of the battles should be basically what you're seeing here in the graphic in the top left. First game we get a Trevenant. Guys, I got such bad luck this morning. First game on, I seen a double electric team. I was running ABA to electric bro, and yeah, it wasn't great. I was running SKARMORY and Lantern together. First game I did see double electric and something in the lead that wasn't very good as well. The opponent here staying in with Trevenant. We do get to the acrobatics. I decided to run a Mulga because it's just a fun pick, right? We absolutely one-shot the Trevenant. I think a Mulga, low-key, and I mean really low-key, a Mulga is quite decent because it beats a lot of the flyers. You will get walled by certain things, but acrobatics just hits like an absolute truck. Now don't take this as a YouTuber overhyping the Pokemon, right? Some people do like to complain about that. I'm not going to overhype a Mulga or a SKARMORY here. A Mulga low-key is kind of fun and kind of good. So as mentioned, Umbreon, it kind of does win this matchup, so we're just trying to chip it down as much as possible. Without even looking, I sort of knew that this would be a losing matchup. Umbreon is super thick, and generally in neutral matchups, Umbreon does very well. What I really want to do here is just chip this down, get it into a range where I can perhaps Mud Bomb it. We go for 4 and throw here. By the way, my timing's all over the show this video. I just woke up and done the battle straight away. I go for the Catch and Quag to try and get the Mud Shot through, and of course, snipe the energy here. I do want to keep my SKARMORY alive. And in comes a Clodsire. This is about the worst thing the opponent can see with Clodsire. Not only do I have Aquatail, but I have Mud Bomb as well. So the opponent's just in a bit of a shambles here. We're definitely going to try and take care of this with our Quagsire. We're going to build up to pretty much back-to-back moves and start firing off Mud Bombs and of course Aquatails if needed. The Umbreon's super low, so this should be definitely a win for us. We just go for the back-to-back. I believe that's a CMP tie. And at this point, our switch timer's up. Of course, I'm going to swap into SKARMORY to take the finish here, but good games well played. So what are my honest opinions of SKARMORY? I will say I do think it's very interesting. If you look at some of the key wins it picks up, you pick up Dynamic Punch Medicham, Mantine, you're beating Azumarill, Diggersby, Sableye, you're beating even Pelipper, of course destroying Frostlass with the Steel-type move, Carbink, you're beating Vigoroth, Cresselia, Trevenant, Clodsire, Victreebel, Gligar, Venusaur, of course any Ice-type you're going to destroy, or anything that's weak to Steel Wing you're going to destroy. But some very good wins there. you're actually picking up a decent amount of mud boys and stuff. So it's a Pokemon that can deal with mud boys and grass and ground. It's quite a unique Pokemon. The typing of Steel Flying is really what makes this Pokemon good at all. The moveset is pretty decent. Sky Attack, of course, is nerfed. Not a very good move anymore. In comes a Raichu here. We're going to YOLO off a Brave Bird, even though resisted, it's going to do a ton of damage. But yeah, I think that's really the main thing with Skarmory. I do want to have a quick look. In the one shield scenario, you win 25, or so yeah, you win 25, lose 16. Having a quick look at the 2s. We'll have a look here, see what we can do with it. It's actually a little bit worse than the 2s. So I think a lot of Skarmory's, let's say, rating in PvPoke is based on baiting a Sky Attack and landing a Brave Bird. Again, you're just going to get absolutely walled by things like Steelix, Lantern. Jellicent has quite a good time against you. Talonflame is going to be a nightmare, of course. You can maybe force a shield off a Talonflame, so not the worst thing in the world completely. You're still going to lose to your Stunfisks and whatever else. But actually in the 2s, the matchup is a lot worse. You are starting to lose to things like Trevenant. You're starting to lose to Vigorove. You're going to lose to things like Quagsire. So perhaps having Skarmory either as a safe swap or as a lead could be good, or if you put it in the back with like 1-to-1 shields, you'll have a pretty good chance of beating something. So yeah, definitely very interesting Pokemon. Not a huge fan of the moveset, it's very, very limited. A little bit RPS if you think about it right. Pretty much only having flying coverage, kind of rough, and generally Steel type offensively, not the greatest move. Because if you think about it, Steel is resisted by Steel, Electric and Water, which are 3 of the biggest typings that you would see in this cup. Well, not so much Electric, but of course, you will see a lot of Lantern, so definitely a little bit tricky. Speaking of tricky, we've got, I think this is a Thunderfang Steelix here, which is a little bit interesting. We've got a Mulga here, putting in the work with Acrobatics. Acrobatics are really adding up on this thing. If we get off that discharge, the opponent might have been getting very, very low. We do actually get off the Aqua Tail in time, which is kind of nice. One nice thing about Aqua Tail, a little bit spammier. In comes a Leafeon. Guys, the amount of Razor Leafers and Electrics I've seen today was kind of crazy. But yeah, you know, it doesn't matter what grass type this is. Give it Venusaur, Serperior, even Trevenant to a certain extent. Like I said, it does win the 2s though. Skarmory just does so well because it resists all of the grass moves. Trevenant does of course have the ghost coverage, which is what makes it decent against it. But as you can see, like, these Leaf Blades are super resisted on the Steel and Flying type. So yeah, there's just not a lot grass can do. This thing walls them off pretty nicely. Quagsire versus Clodsire, amazing lead. I think we can just say in here and match shields at this point. It's tempting, of course, being an ABB team, to swap out and see what's in the back. We do have a Poison Ground lead, so we'll have to see what's in the back here. We do go for a catch on a Mulga, hoping to catch the Earthquake, which would be kind of nice. The opponent goes for a Mega Horn, even better. The opponent farms back up a little bit, and they come into an Arcanine with Firefang, which is like, right. I'm pretty much just hoping this is not double fire, because of course my Skarmory is not going to enjoy that too much. And I did see, like I said, a lot of electric and a lot of fire on my Skarmory. I think people are certainly looking to hunt this Pokemon down today. And we have 2 shields here. All I basically need to do is farm it down. I just decided to respect whatever move they throw. Arcanine hits like a truck. Even if it's a Wild Charge, I thought it might be a Crunch. That's why I shielded up. Even if it's a Wild Charge, it would do a lot of damage. In comes Raichu, which is going to get absolutely wrecked by this Mud Bomb. Doesn't quite one-shot it. We come into the Skarmory. And now we're going to see Skarmory against Clodsire. Once again, just a super dominant matchup. Even with Stone Edge, I'm not sure if they have it here. No, they're on Mega Horn. But even Stone Edge, I believe it's going to take 3 Stone Edges to KO. We'll see how much one of these do. I think they do have it. So having a look here, it looks like it does about 30%. If it's just a one-on-one battle, it's probably going to take 3 of those Stone Edges to KO, and that might even not KO. This is such a dominant matchup for Skarmory, and one of the reasons it's going to be up there in the PvPoke rankings. Hopping into the next match, we have a very good lead. We have Quagsire into Lucario. Now, I do have 2 flyers in the back, so I certainly don't want to stay in this match for too long. I need to make sure there's no, like, lanterns in the back, right? They throw this move instantly. I'm assuming it's going to be a Power Punch. We'll let this go. Power Punch coming through does nothing. And in comes Dragonite. Not a swap for Emolga, to be honest with you guys. This one discharge is going to do an absolute ton of damage to the Dragonite, and they just let it free, of course, having already spent a shield. We get out of here with a move, and we're even going to throw it off here on the Greninja. Very interesting team by the opponent. Definitely running a little bit of spice. My team's not super spicy because, of course, we're running the best Pokemon in the Great League here. It's going to be quite interesting to see how we fare up against this Pokemon. I was happy enough to let this Hydro Cannon through. However, the opponent's not using the Calm Day move. They're only using Surf. The plan was always going to be eat the first move, shield up the second one, in case they go for a Night Slash. In comes Lucario. We're going to launch the Sky Attack. And you're going to see that Skarmory doesn't do the most damage. We don't even one-shot it from there, which is a little bit disappointing. In comes Greninja, and this is basically game over. We'll go for a Sky Attack, which should definitely KO the Greninja. That's going to be good games well played. So in the comment section down below, let me know what your thoughts are about Skarmory, and let me know in the comments as well what is your favourite buffed Pokemon from the season. In this matchup here, the opponent swaps into a Drifblim, we come into a Mulga. Even though we've got the typing advantage, they can debuff us here, and by the time they debuff us twice, I don't think one discharge will KO. So this is going to be a pretty close matchup. I might actually have to come back in with SKARMORY to finish this match. Kind of awkward. That's kind of where, like I said, SKARMORY can be a little bit awkward. You know, you've got things like Driftbloom in this team and Steelix, which kind of makes this kind of whole team a little bit bad for SKARMORY. Of course, you can hit the Driftbloom, but they have Icy Wind, and then you're basically walled off by Steelix, which, by the way, guys, if you're a little bit worried about Steelix's, they actually aggro swap. I think they've done me a huge favor. They come into Hitmontop, and we're going to see how much a Stone Age from Hitmontop is going to do. This is a pretty decently attack-weighted Pokemon, does quite a lot of damage, and these counters are chunking, so we're going to make sure to get off this move before they get off another one. They're going to come into Steelix here, and basically wall off the SKARMORY. However, at this point, they actually come into that for some reason. I think they definitely should have saved it for a catch. And yeah, this is basically plain sailing at this point. Quagsire is going to come in, eat ass, and that's going to be game over. Thank you very much for watching, everybody. Hope you all enjoyed the video. It's not quite over yet, but it is over. You know, there's not much the Steelix can do. Drop a like in the video, subscribe if you're brand new. We're going to be showcasing a lot of the new Pokemon here. And generally speaking, guys, we have a very good community, so be sure to get involved, join the Discord, all that fun stuff. We actually catch the Earthquake on the Emolga for absolutely no reason whatsoever, and the opponent basically stopped attacking and top lefted. Good games, guys. Thank you very much for watching. Have a fantastic rest of your day, and I'll catch you guys probably in an hour or two for a brand new video.